Close your eyes and imagine a world where tranquility and wellness are just a breath away. Welcome to our sanctuary of relaxation and rejuvenation. But what if you could carry your sanctuary with you wherever you go? Introducing our mobile app. Access a wealth of yoga classes, guided meditations, massage collections, and self-care techniques right at your fingertips. Create your own oasis of peace, anytime, anywhere. Download our app to embark on a path of tranquility and self-discovery. Your journey awaits. Namaste.
Hello, welcome. My name is Tessa, and today we're going to be doing a yoga sequence for if you're dealing with grief. So let's go ahead and get started. So before we get started, I am set up at the wall today, and you will need something to sit on. You can use a bolster or a folded up blanket or towel. Go ahead and grab just something that you can be a little more comfy seated. And let's go ahead and get started. So I'd like you to just sit back, make sure that you're at least touching the wall and you can just lean on the wall for some support. And go ahead and just make sure that your arms are nice and comfortable, just hanging. And go ahead and just close your eyes and tuck your chin in a little bit so that your neck is nice and relaxed. And just a gentle lengthening of the spine, just feeling that support of the wall, leaning against it, and just starting to tune into our breath a little bit more. Begin to just notice your inhales and exhales. They might feel pretty shallow if you're dealing with grief. It can be really a shock to the system to have to deal with losing something or someone that you really love. So just tuning into breath and not trying to run away from what you're feeling, just being mindful of whatever feelings or thoughts kind of come up. Nothing's good or bad, just meeting it all with breath and mindfulness, and just letting yourself be supported by the wall. Just leaning into the support that you have right now. Feeling supported by the floor and the wall. Breath. And just let your shoulders soften, let your face soften. And just slowly, really allow each inhale and exhale to become a little bit deeper, a little bit longer. Being extra gentle with ourselves right now, not trying to force anything. Not trying to make ourselves feel better, just really meeting ourselves right where we are, however we're feeling. And just a few more deeper breaths. Not trying to force anything. And you can open your eyes, and let's go ahead and move into some gentle hip openers. Go ahead and just bring the soles of your feet together and rocking from side to side, just allowing those hips to soften a little bit. Go ahead and grab hold of your ankles or your chins and just lengthening that spine, rolling those shoulders back. And go ahead and just hinging at the hips, letting that spine round softly. And go ahead and just bring your chin down. And breathing into those hips. Just allowing that breath to move freely. You can stack your forearms if you'd like and rest your head. You can just find a position of the arms that's comfortable. Just a few more breaths here. One hip might feel a little bit tighter, which is totally normal. Come on out. And go ahead and just bring that left foot in front, and you want to line your heels up so that they're in line with your pelvic floor, and stretching the outer hip a little bit more and moving into that left hip. Go ahead and just hinge forward, and not trying to force anything today, just being extra gentle with ourselves. Breathing into that left hip. Just relaxing deeper into the present moment as we focus on our breath. Just allowing ourselves to experience that discomfort without trying to run away from it. Just breathing into that hip. Just slowly coming out. Go ahead and bring that right foot in front. Make sure that both heels are in line with your pelvic floor. And just staying rooted through your sit bones as you move into that stretch, the outer right hip. Just take a few breaths here. A lot of the times when our emotions feel a little bit heavier, our hips can get really tight. It's a good idea to open up these hips a little bit. We're feeling you have a heavier heart. Just taking a few more breaths here. Just coming out of that position, and let's go ahead and come into a standing position. And you can get rid of your bolster, whatever you are using. And coming into a half forward bend, go ahead and bring your hands about hip height, and you can just walk yourself back, coming into a half forward bend. So hips are over the ankles, you're forming an L shape with your body. And go ahead and look up, make sure that your hands are in line with each other, pressing through the palms, feeling length in your spine, feeling rooted through your feet. Just tuning into breath. So sometimes when we're going through the grieving process, we can kind of collapse into ourselves, and it's important to just feel a little bit of space in that spine, that chest. Go ahead and walk that left foot forward a little bit and bring that right foot back. So you want your left heel to be in line with your back arch. Every body is a little different, so you want your arms straight. You want that nice long spine, so you might need to make some adjustments in your legs, your feet. Starting to feel somewhat of a stretch in our hamstrings and our calves. And opposite, go ahead and walk that opposite foot forward. Walk that back foot so that your forward heel is in line with the back arch. Just tuck that chin in towards your chest. Let go of any straining in your neck. And go ahead and come into that half forward fold and forming that L shape. I'd like you to just start to walk your hands down a little bit and coming into a full forward fold. You can grab hold of your calves or your ankles. Soft bend in the knees. And just relax your shoulders away from your ears. And tuning into our breath here. Keeping our abdomen nice and soft. And taking about 15 more seconds or so. Feeling rooted through the feet. And I'd like you to go ahead and reach up and come back into that half forward fold position. And go ahead and walk that left foot forward and the right foot back. So Parsvottanasana, just coming into half position. And if you feel ready, you can go ahead and drop those arms, coming into a deeper position, deeper stretch for that forward leg. Can drop your head towards that leg. If this feels like too much, you can always walk the hands back up. And go ahead and bring the opposite leg forward and that left leg back. Starting with that half forward fold in Parsvottanasana. And you can drop the arms. Just exploring. It's not really about anything other than accepting where you are right now. And half forward fold, go ahead and walk those feet back into that L-shaped position. And coming out, you can just step your feet forward, and let's go ahead and move into child's pose. So we're going to go ahead and come down onto our mat. So actually coming to the middle of our mat, moving into child's pose. Go ahead and bring your big toes close together and your knees wider than hip distance apart, nice and wide. And just let your head rest on the floor. All right, coming into child's pose. Just letting your head rest on the ground, letting your hips sink towards those heels, not trying to force the hips down. And let's just take a few deeper breaths here. And we all kind of feel grief in different places in our body. You might feel it as like a heaviness in your heart or a pit in your stomach, and just kind of tuning into wherever you're feeling a sense of heaviness, not trying to fix it at all, just bringing a loving awareness to it, bringing breath to it. go ahead and walk your hands forward. Spread those fingers nice and wide, pressing through the palms, feeling a length in the spine. And pressing up into downward facing dog, go ahead and bring those knees in, can tuck those toes under. Might need to walk the feet forward or back a little bit. Just letting those heels sink down. Nice long spine. Just focusing on each inhale and exhale. Letting the breath deepen on its own as we bring attention to it. And if you'd like to explore an extra nurturing position of child's pose, go ahead and bring your knees together and let your heels fall away from each other. You can go ahead and stack your forearms and just rest your head. If this doesn't feel good, you can always revisit the child's pose that we just did. This has always felt like I'm giving myself a little hug. I love this position. And just taking a few breaths. Just let go of any weight that you're feeling in your head or your shoulders. And just thank yourself for doing something kind for yourself. Really important to take extra good care of ourselves when we're going through grief. That is all for today. Thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed today's video, you should check out our Patreon page where you'll find some really great content as well. I look forward to seeing you there.
Welcome to Yoga Plus. Courses available from pupil to yogi. Sort by yoga, fitness, and instructors. Create your own routines. Access the pose library. Yoga Plus by PsycheTruth, available on Google Play and the App Store.
Join us for 14 and 30-day programs, hour-long classes, and much more on our yoga app, Yoga Plus by PsycheTruth. It's free to download and features a variety of wellness content, including yoga, fitness, Pilates, guided meditations, and interviews with dozens of wellness experts.